Artificial intelligence. It's changing business, it's changing education, it's even changing parenting, and it's changing right now. AI is revolutionary, and it can be used as a tool to help you. It can support you, to help you with your child, with their mental health, with their education, with all kinds of avenues working with your child. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Stick around till the end of the video, because I'm gonna share a tip with you that nobody else is using. I have absolutely no idea why they're not using it, but you can use it, and it's really easy. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to help parents like you get the support that they need, because we're helping families live their preferred story, one liked video at a time. All right, let's get started. ChatGPT is an AI that you can use to receive step-by-step instructions or advice like you would from a counselor or a teacher or a professional or your mom. But remember, this is not a replacement for therapy. And if there's an emergency going on, you need to seek support from a professional. A way to use ChatGPT is to prompt it to help support you as a parent. For example, you might be dealing with self-esteem issues with your child. So I'm going to put that in the form of a question. How can I help my child with self-esteem issues? The AI will usually give it to you in numbers, which is kind of nice because it keeps it separate for you. And so far, as a counselor of 5 years, I am agreeing with this list. This is basically what a counselor would tell you. This is the advice that they would give you if you went into their office and asked them. The only thing that I would say is number 7 says seek professional help. I would start there first. That's my recommendation. Always seek professional help, because you can't yourself necessarily interpret how serious the problem is. But the rest of these things you can put into action right away. You might not be seeking professional help, let's say, if it's going through your mind, because I can't afford it, right? Says if your child's self-esteem issues persist, consider seeking professional help. So the problem is that I can't afford it. So let's ask that question. What if I can't afford number 7? So look for low-cost resources. Okay. One low-cost resource would be me, Mr. C, life coach. I got the link below. So if you and your child would like to get some life coaching, check it out. Send me an email. Use self-help resources. Support your child in other ways. Talk to your child's school counselor, and the school counselor might be able to give you resources. But you're like thinking therapy. So you might want to put in the question, what are some alternatives to therapy? What are some low-cost or free alternatives to therapy? Prompting is extremely important. The more that you ask AI these different questions, the more you're going to get better at the prompting. The skill is in the prompting. The skill is in asking the questions and then digging deeper. Make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're thinking about it. And once you get the answers that you think would be useful, pick one at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. And if you're delusional and you think that your child has no mental health problems and they're completely perfect, that's all right. That's okay. You might be dealing with academic issues. My wife's a teacher, and she's sometimes teaching first graders or second graders, and she's blown away that she doesn't know how to do the math. It's okay. You've got ChatGPT here to help you, right? And an example of that might be that my child came home in second grade and was saying, we're learning about the Pythagorean theorem? The Pythagorean theorem? I don't know how to pronounce that, and I learned it in college, and I didn't do so well. ChatGPT. All right, so let's say your child comes home with a worksheet and a bunch of triangles on it, and it says solve for X using the Pythagorean theorem. I don't know how to do it. My child doesn't know how to do it, but ChatGPT might be able to teach us. Work together side by side and start coming up with those prompts. The best prompt to start with is the question that the worksheet has for you. So I'm going to ask it that. I'm going to say, how to solve for X using I don't know how to spell it, Pythagorean theorem. Let's see if it knows what I'm saying. And it does, because it's artificial intelligence. And it's going to start giving you an answer. And with this answer, it could be something that you and your child work together to understand better, and maybe you learn how to do it. But maybe this answer is too complicated and you're not quite getting it. If I ever get an answer from AI, one of the best prompts that I found is I still don't get it. It'll give you a more detailed answer. So let's just type that in. Let's say that we didn't understand this. I still don't understand. And it's apologizing, and it's going to give us a more detailed explanation of how to solve for X using the Pythagorean theorem. You and your kiddo can use this to deep dive into understanding how to do it. And even if this answer, if it doesn't give you the answer that helps to support you in being able to solve, then just keep diving in deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you can see, it's giving you step by step, even more clearer instructions. ChatGPT can do this for you and help you work with your child and support their schoolwork. And you guys can do that side by side. It doesn't answer it for you, but it gives you the tools necessary to be able to help your child with their homework and with their schooling. All right, so some of you might have some concerns that ChatGPT is going to do all the learning for our kids, and it's just going to take over and make our kids stupid, make us stupid, and we're not going to be able to do anything. And it's okay to have those doubts, but remember, AI, it's here to stay. Just like every other technology that's come, it's here, and we might as well embrace it and use it for the betterment of ourselves and our kids and the people around us. And remember that it's a tool. Teach your kids that it is a tool and it should be used as such. Question the answers that it's going to give you. Don't just believe it because they saw it or they're reading it somewhere. It doesn't make it absolute truth. And encourage them to use follow-up questions. Even if they got the answer, encourage them to dive deeper. Use it as a learning tool. And then make sure that they're, like I said, fact-checking those follow-up questions. You want them to think critically. AI can help support you, but you're teaching your child how to learn, how to look things up, and how to dive deeper into the questions that they're asked. And talk with your kids. And if you're having a hard time talking with your kiddos, click the link below. I've got a great video on how to talk with your kids. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Now it's time for that final tip that I find really useful when working with AI. All right, so you come home, you're stressed out from work, you got too much going on, and then you find out your kid's doing drugs. What are you gonna do? Keep it simple. My tip for you is to ask, what's the one thing I can do to figure out such and such? So I'm gonna type in, what's the one thing I should do when I find my kid is doing drugs? And it gives you that one simple thing. And it also reminds you that it's not qualified to provide medical or legal advice. So my number one thing would always be, when it comes to the mental health or the well-being of your child, to go to a counselor and a therapist and medical professional. Second is, it's giving you the one tip you should do to keep it simple and not overwhelm yourself. So remember, artificial intelligence is here to stay. It's a great tool in order to help your child with their mental and their schooling needs. And it's a great way to support you when you don't know what to do. I hope that you found this video helpful. Mucho love.